Greetings and welcome to the latest episode of Preserve the 80s. This is the Preserve the 80s Connecticut Hot Dog Tour extravaganza. On the Facebook group All About Hot Dogs, I offer to review some hot dog restaurants within the state. There were many requests that were put in for different places. I, just due to financial and health constraints, have to limit it to about five today. This will be a two-part series. But on the list for today are Blackie's in Cheshire, Capital Lunch in New Britain, Auggie Rays in East Hartford, Shady Glenn in Manchester, I think I wrote there, and Nikkis Doghouse in Putnam. I'm at Blackie's right now. You can see it in the background, but I fear that I will not be able to review anything at Blackie's because it, the angle of the camera here does not appear to be open. I will go up to the counter just in case, but I'm pretty sure they're not open right now. So I will go in there and, well, I probably won't go in there, but I will walk up to the building and see how things go, and hopefully there will be hot dogs in a few minutes, and if not, then I'll be on to my next stop. Well, unfortunately, I was correct. I could not order from Blackie's today because they are in fact not open. Strange thing is, I was able to get inside. There are 3 workers in there, and there were, I would say, about 15 people inside. There's a few cars here that weren't here when I first turned on the camera earlier. But I guess they were just there to take pictures inside, and apparently the Blackie's staff knew they were coming, so that's why they were inside, but all the lights were off and everything. So technically they're open, but just not serving food right now. So we'll go on to the next restaurant, which will be Capital Lunch. I may add a 5th one to this tour. I'll have to look back and see who the other ones recommended were, if something else will fit into my schedule, because now I'm down to just 4 for today. Other thing I would like to point out is this shirt. This is not a sponsored ad. Ames, as far as I know, well, I'm certain actually, is no longer in business, but it was a terrific discount-centric department store. Corporate headquarters are right here in Connecticut, and they serve the Northeast region, expanded into the South and the Midwest a bit, and Walmart, Target, and so on and so forth could never hope to be 1/10 the store that Ames was. I do worry a bit about wearing this shirt in public, especially in a predominantly Spanish-speaking neighborhood, as Ames means love me, and since it uses the informal to form, it's kind of an especially bold thing to walk around saying to people. I'm not telling anyone to love me, but I would like them to love Ames if they remember it, and if they do not remember it, I hope that they will somehow learn of it and its greatness. And in case you're wondering, some people are claiming that Ames is making a comeback, and there's going to be this very vast, like 3-story model complete with lunch counters and all these other embellishments and features that the original Ames did not have. It appears that is a hoax, because the site that was supposed to give all the official information is down, and it looks, well, it's a long story. I don't remember all the details, but long story short, it was in fact a hoax, and it doesn't appear that Ames is coming back, which is very sad. If I end up being wrong about that, I'll be very happy, and I will fully own my incorrect claims and apologize for them publicly on this channel. But for now, it is off to Capital Lunch. Farewell for the moment. So now we will be trying Capital Lunch. I actually just brought the food back to my car, so we will see how that is now. It's also oppressively hot today. I will turn down my window a bit. Tropical scented wet ones wipes, or tropical splash, I suppose. I don't remember buying these, but I must have at some point. Usually I go with the unscented ones. But moving along, Capital Lunch was very reasonably priced. Hot dogs and everything were decently priced. Actually, the onion rings cost more than the hot dogs did, which was kind of a surprise. I got one, I don't know if they call it the Capital Dog or something like that, but it's their one that has the meat sauce and the mustard and the onions on it. Their onion rings, they're these toffee crunch cookies. There's a mug root beer inside of this cup. So, to make things more hot dog relevant, we'll start with the hot dog, as they were meant to be the focus of this video tour, and they will be. From what I'm told, they use Rossel's hot dogs, or Rosel's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And here it is, you can see the hot dog there. They call it just sauce, or capital sauce or something like that. It looks like a meat-based chili. Smells pretty good, looks good. Just need to get some napkins at the ready. Well, I'd say we're off to a very good start. That's an excellent hot dog. You know, the chili topping's very good. Onions are nice and crisp. Appears to be a basic yellow mustard, and I know that some of you don't like yellow mustard. I do prefer a spicy brown mustard myself, but classic yellow can be good in the right when it's applied correctly, and that's been done here, I can say that for certain. Have a straw in here someplace. And I guess I'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. They have these onion rings that come in almost like a Chinese takeout style container. And I was trying to decide if I should get onion rings or fries there. It was kind of one of those 50-50 things. I mean, I can see it both ways, but I decided to go with the onion rings, which means there'll be fries at Auggie Rays, which is coming up next. You gotta add some salt. Very good, very good. Still quite hot. These came fresh out of the fryer, so they have that brand new welcome to the world kind of taste to them. And what I find is the best onion ring batter has just a hint of pancake-like flavor to it. And these have that. It's not overpowering to the point where you feel like you're eating a pancake-wrapped onion. It's just a subtle hint, I would say. It's comprises maybe 3.4% of the overall flavor, but it is it's an element that you do not want to lose. I mean, I don't know what would happen if you went overboard with it. I've never tried wrapping pancakes and onions together. Maybe someday I will, but not today. So now, all it remains is trying out these cookies. Toffee Crunch cookies. They are Peggy Lawton brand. It says best before July 26th, but they put July 26th in the right best before. I mean, they put July 26th on the left, best before on the right. Usually you'd expect that to be in the reverse order, but maybe they're going with Hebrew style writing. The English language, I do not know. I wish I had brought a backup shirt with me because this one's already getting sweaty. These cookies are not as brittle as the packaging would have led me to believe. They're actually a bit yielding. There's some softness, some pliability to them. They're good. They don't wow me as much as the hot dogs and the onion rings, but these are solid cookies. At very worst, they're a B+, and I find them pleasing. So with that said, I'm going to finish up here, and then I will see you again at wherever it is I'm going in East Hartford. I'll have to look at the list. Farewell. We are now at Auggie Rays in East Hartford, and I have ordered a chili dog, as you can see here. As previously stated, since there were onion rings at Capital Lunch, here it is fries. Have a birch beer here, and I somehow lost a straw for this one too. That's my second lost straw of the day. And State Line potato chips. State Line potato chips are the best potato chips known to mankind. I'm not going to eat these right away because the fourth stop on my trip is going to take me to a restaurant in Putnam, which is on the Connecticut-Massachusetts border. And when standing directly at the state line, I will consume my State Line potato chips, as they are in fact named for the Connecticut-Massachusetts state line, so it just seems right. I did not see them salt their fries, but luckily got some salt packets on me. As you can see here, it is iodized for my health. I guess we'll try the birch beer first. I don't know what brand it is. Well, it doesn't need a name when it's that good. Apart from seafood and pizza, New England is really not the best place in the country to be when it comes to food, but we do have birch beer, which I guess isn't too common in other parts of the country, so for that, I am grateful. Let's try the chili dog. See, it's on a grilled roll. I like the ones that have the bread side rather than the rounded sides. They're much better for grilling purposes and getting that buttery flavor in. Roll is an A+. The hot dog itself I would give a B+, it's good. The chili I'm still trying to figure out. It comes at you with a few different flavors. At first it was nondescript, then it kind of got a little bit spicy, and then a mildly sweet aftertaste. A lot of flavors going on, complexity. It's a good thing. We will now try the fries. The fries are kind of like the chili. I have to try another one before I can really form an opinion. I'm not wild about the fries. They taste like Burger King fries, only a bit thicker. They're not terrible, they are definitely edible. And I would certainly choose to have these over no fries at all. It's not that I'm saying they're bad. They're just not, they don't make my heart skip a beat. They don't make me feel like I'm walking on air. But they don't have to. I mean, a good average fry, there's no shame in that. And I've only been having one hot dog per visit because I'm trying to pace myself since there are more places I will go. It is not typically my style to only get one hot dog or one sandwich if you've watched my channel before, but if I want to have the time to review everyone and the room to do so, I must pace myself a bit. So we will next go to Shady Glenn, which is in Manchester. They seem to have a lot of good seafood offerings there, so I may or may not review a clam roll or something similar in addition to the hot dog, but we will see. Farewell for now. Greetings once more. I am now at Shady Glenn in Manchester. Just ordered a couple of things here. I got a fish sandwich, which appears to be pretty bare bones basic. It's just a fish patty on a roll with, no, I guess there's some kind of a sauce on there. Can't tell quite what that is, but we will find out. At least it isn't ketchup. I do not like ketchup. And I need to amend my statement that I made about the fries from Auggie Rays, or Ray and Auggies. I forgot who had first billing, but the more I ate them, the more they started to grow on me. They were well above average fries, just took a while for that to hit. It's also a hot dog, which, well, I might as well just take it out of the package. They went with the method of splitting it down the middle. It's a way to go. Some people like that. So it's most likely fried. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I like fried hot dogs. There's nothing to top this with, so we'll just have this as a plain, straight hot dog in its natural form. It's a hot dog. So far, I would say it wasn't quite the level of Capital Lunch or Auggie Rays, but it's not bad.
And it's scheduled for the same day as my knee replacement. I have to reschedule it.
We also have the fish sandwich. I think this is a potato roll from the looks of it. It has a yellow tinge to it. I can't confirm that it is a potato roll, but I suspect that it is. Well, this fish sandwich isn't really doing it for me. If you want to experience a truly remarkable fish sandwich that is similarly plain, but just does the job a lot better, I'd recommend Seaview Snack Bar in Mystic. It's not too far from the aquarium and the seaport and all those things. This is, you see that it's dripping a bit. It's, I don't know if that's butter or grease. Not that I'm opposed to either, but I just don't know which it is. But they seem to have tried to flavor the outside of it a bit too much. It's kind of like what they do with the BK Big Fish. They should just let it be fish and not try to make it something else, because when that is done, flavor is lost and a less joyful eating experience ensues. Try another bite of this to see if maybe I'll like it some more. Give it another chance. No. No. And this is unfortunate, because I will say that I do like Shady Glenn. It's the first time I've ever eaten here, but the service is quite nice. It has kind of a retro look to the inside. They have those old-timey ice cream shop worker hats that they wear with pride, and they seem pretty happy about it. The waitresses wear the old-fashioned green long dresses. So, if you're looking for a nostalgic lunch, and if you're a fan of ice cream and all that type of stuff, this might not be a bad place to go to. I just personally wouldn't recommend the hot dogs or the fish sandwich, but there's plenty of other stuff to eat here, and I'm sure that some of it's very good, because it's very crowded in there. It took me a while to get up to the front of the line to get my order, so I'm sure that there are some bars of gold within this fort. I just didn't happen to come upon any this time, but it does give me an excuse to come back again. I will see you next at Nikkis Doghouse in Putnam. So now we are at Nikkis Doghouse in Putnam, Connecticut. It's the third to last stop, because after this I'm going to drive about 15 minutes or so to get to the state line, eat a potato chip, then drive back home where I can shower and change my shirt, then finish things up with a visit to Gaas. As you can see, as you will see in a few seconds, they put their fries in the same style of containers that Capital Lunch employs. They need salt, but thankfully I have one more salt packet, so I can fix this situation. I like a shoestring cut fry, and that's my favorite type. Almost any kind is good, but classic shoestring that's my favorite. I have a Hosmer Mountain sarsaparilla formulated with cane sugar. Hosmer Mountain lies in the heart of New England, in the somewhat pristine northeast section of Connecticut known as the Quiet Corner. A rather minor geological formation, it forms a ridge of the valley known as Willimantic. In 1912, spring water emanating from its base was used to establish the Hosmer Mountain Spring Bottling Works. I'm at the age now where reading small type is difficult for me to do. I used to have no problem with it, but I'm past that stage now. I'm telling you the truth, I am past that stage. Pretty good. Sarsaparilla is one of those gray areas, so it's just hard to explain if you've never had it. It's kind of like root beer, but a bit spicier. If you've ever had Whorehound candy, it's like if you put a little bit of that into root beer, and then, like, I guess, just imagine that added to root beer. And then it's halfway between that and Moxie soda. Moxie is terrible. I mean, if you enjoy it, I do not criticize it, but I personally find it repugnant. but sarsaparilla is somewhere between root beer and moxie at the point where it's still good. I got a Gutbuster hot dog. I ordered it with no cheese because normally it comes with cheese. They said it would have spicy chili, onions, sauerkraut, mustard, and something else on it. I don't remember now. Obviously, you can see a good amount of sauerkraut. Possibly onions, but pretty sure it's sauerkraut. See some sauce of some kind on there. Looks like I should have brought napkins in. I did. Wow. There's a lot going on in this hot dog. There's also bacon. Well, I think I already mentioned everything else other than the bacon, but there's bacon in there, which is a good thing. A lot of different flavors crammed into a small space. Only drawback, I would say, is that the roll is pretty soggy. Other than that, it's pretty good. Well, in the interest of time, I should probably be moving along because after I get to the border, it's going to be about an hour-and-a-half drive back to my house, and then need to clean up and get to Gaas before they close for the night. So I will once again bid you a temporary farewell, and thank you for watching so far. Well, as you can see, this is the state line. Got my state line chips. As you can see here. Now that I am partially in and out of Massachusetts, I will proceed to eat a state line chip at the state line. It was worth the gas money to do that. I will see you next at Gaas. We have now come to the final stop on the tour, which is, or at least for part one, which is Gaas in Middlefield. May need to roll up the window if the noise persists, but I just got 2 chili dogs and a 7-Up. I mean, you can't really tell as the cup is opaque, but there's 7-Up in here. I would encourage you to buy 7-Up whenever you can, because it, if you watch a YouTube video about the decline of 7-Up, it shows that it's in a dangerous spot right now. It's really fallen from where it was, and it's still a very good, refreshing, legitimate soda, and we should be drinking it. And apart from that, I just got 2 chili dogs. Out of all the places I've gone to, this is the only one that I've been to before. And I can tell you for certain that these are my favorite chili dogs. As good as some of the other places I've been to, they were, none of them top Gaas. It's like unwrapping a Christmas present. So you can see the, well, you can't see it, but you soon will. They're generous with the size. They are pricey, but it's worth it for what you get. Another delicious buttery grilled roll. I apologize for the sound of the wrappers being shuffled around and such. And if I'm not mistaken, this would be the 4th time today I've lost a straw, because I definitely had one when I left. Oh, it has fallen. Now I've recovered a straw. The 7-Up will be accessed by way of straw. But enough about that. It's time for the hot dog. Mere words alone cannot do this justice. If you are in the Middlefield area, or even if you are not, I would encourage you to come to Gaas between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. because those are their hours of operation. I believe they're closed on Mondays, but today is a Friday. But I would encourage you to come here, try their chili dogs, their burgers, their steak sandwiches, really everything on the menu. You can't go wrong. But these chili dogs are an all-time classic, and waiting for some of the noise to pass. These chili dogs are an all-time classic, and if we are to be all about hot dogs, these are the hot dogs we should be about. And that's really all I have to say, and this concludes part 1. I thank you for sitting all the way through this. Farewell.